Hello my dear friends, it's Stewart Cink, and today we have one excellent reason to make new video about the best rounds golf performance, and this time it's possible to say that it's a video about the excellent rounds golf performance, because we can see that during the second day and during the first 2 days of the RBC Heritage, the new leader of this tournament, Stewart Cink, have shown amazingly perfect results. He have played both of starting days of this tournament with a score 63, 63 and -8, -8, it in total number -16. It's incredibly perfect. It's a very rare result, because it's much more rare that the probability of such events of two consecutive days with -8, the probability of such events is less than maybe 1 to 100,000, because you see that probability of individual events is less than 0.5%, and the multiple for 0.5% multiple for 0.5% is less than 1 to 100,000. In this case, it's very rare events, which is necessary to be analyzed for the better understanding of such an excellent performance. So my idea, I'm not pretending that this is correct idea, but my idea is that, for example, we have shown an excellent round in the previous days from the Cameron champ. We have played Cameron Smith, excuse me. In the first day he have played -9. Yesterday he have played in the par, and this is highly understandable. He have made his personal best result -8, 62. And in this connection it was something like the positive but shocking for him. And usually after such rounds the golfers have not so excellent performance in the next day. In the case of the Stewart Cink, he is very experienced person who have twice won these tournaments before that in his history. He have a lot of positive memory about this event, and he certainly have rounds with -8 in his history, before long history of his game. And I think that his experience exactly the reason why he can show such good results during 2 days. As Dustin Johnson often saying, for him it is amazingly important to not concentrate on the positive results, on the negative results, to be in the flow, to play not so with not so serious emotion reactions for the good and bad strokes. And it seems that this is mostly related with the golfers, with the age golfers who have a good experience and who who had a lot of background, who have a big background in his history. So it's just idea why exactly Stewart Cink have got to make it. So now we are looking for the figures, from minds to figures, and we will try to understand what were sources of such excellent performance. And that is excellent that we can make this analysis comparative to rounds with each other, and to better understanding of the figures. And you will understand why exactly his rounds are so highly important to understand it. So in the first day, on the par 3, performance was 0 for Stewart Cink. In the second day he have played par 3 with -8, so he have gained 1 stroke from a par 3 holes. On the par 4 holes, and that is highly important for such excellent rounds, because you couldn't achieve such result just thanks to the excellent performance on the par 5 holes. You need to play par 4 and par 3 also perfectly. So on the par 4 holes, in the first day he have made -5, gained 5 strokes. In the second day he have gained 4 strokes, -4 totally. On the par 5, it's an excellent performance, which has shown the importance of the par 5 holes performance for the total performance of these golfers. So -3 in the first day, -3 in the second day, and we know that this is only 3 par 5 holes on this golf course. And this connection he have played at average. He have played those holes in the four shots, -1 to the par. It's an excellent average performance for the par 5 holes. So the score 63-63, it's well understandable. The game inside 100 yards. I still try to analyze the, the golf performance in the way which the David Peltz have taught us to make. And I think that his ideas were so highly important, and they're still so highly important for understanding this game, that we are necessary to use his experience oftenly. So the game inside 100 yards, it's 30 strokes only, and 48%. In both days it was the same situation. So the totally it's also 84%. Oh, sorry, excuse me, 48%. So what I need to say about this measurement: for the best rounds, -8 and better, you need to have 80% at not more than 80% of the strokes made inside 100 yards from the total number of strokes. So these figures still very important. Certainly, here we need to take a look for the putting statistics. So he have made 84 putts, and in both the 24 putts, excuse me, what is happening with me today. So it's only the total number of the shots inside 100 yards is only six shots more than the number of putting. And this is highly important for understanding why is it happening. Mostly it's happening thanks to an excellent scrambling. In the first day he have saved just 2 pars from 3 holes where he was not by the regular stroke on the green. But in second day he have saved all 3 strokes where he was not by the first shot on the green. And in this connection it was highly important, and it is highly important for understanding of his short game performance. It looks like that in excellent rounds for golfers is not so highly important to make the long putt or to make the chipping from the around the green. So he have the proximity of those shots of long putt and the shot outside of the green, around the green, are very close in such days. And in this connection we need to say that to have such rounds we need to more concentrate on our short game, because we can save necessary strokes mostly around the green. It's quite difficult to save them from the other components of the game. Certainly we can save them from the approaching, but that it's have less probability than to save them from the game around the green. So again, it's becoming important component. I certainly understand the good golfers why they are not training so much around the green, because they're thinking, okay, it's just maybe 8 or 9 strokes in round. I need not to spend too much time for that, because I can spend it for my approach and my driving, my putting. It's more that valuable in number of shots components. So I mostly will concentrate on them. But you can raise additional advantage, you can raise additional strokes exactly from the game around the green. So it's highly important component even for the new golfers. And one more reason which is talking us that it's a good idea, if we will take a look for the driving statistics of the Stewart Cink in those days. So the driving distance is very close to each other. It's quite difficult to rise the distance by your voluntary decision. You can only use the wind and that the landscape of the golf courses some holes to do it. So in first day 309, in second day 315. But the driving accuracy is amazingly different. In the first day 79%, and the second day only 36%, from 5 from 14. And it seems that such statistics, if we will look just for these statistics, for example, we can expect that in this day he couldn't play even in the par or very close to the par. But we have seen that meanwhile he have the driving accuracy not so good. He have perfectly converted the position of the ball even in the rough, or maybe not in some way in the trees or something like that, in the greens and regulation. And this connection, certainly approaching, were amazingly important component of his game in these days. And approaching is amazingly important component of the game of the other golfers in such an excellent rounds. And this you know that this mind have a proof from the strokes gained from putting statistics, because we can see that strokes gained from putting in the first day were 2.4, and in the second day it was 2.8, but the total number of strokes gained were not 8 in both of those days. And this connection, approximately 5 strokes, more than 5 strokes, were gained from the other components of the game, and those components are good approaching and good game around the green, good scrambling. So greens and regulation multiple for scrambling, it's a highly important component of the measurement, the total measurement of the game, because greens and regulations is mostly describing the full swing efficiency, and the scrambling is describing as the putting and the game around the green efficiency, short game efficiency. And for better analysis of both of those two highly important components of the game, and for better understanding of the the conditions of the golfers that is necessary to he is necessary to have during such a perfect golf rounds, is the short game. Its analysis of the approaching proximity and the first part proximity as description of the efficiency of the short game. So we can see that in the first day, his approaching proximity, we have a time to take a look just for compounded figures, were 4.1 yards. This is proximity of the regular strokes of the green. So we can see that in many cases it's well relative with those situations that on one of the holes he have made the first tee shot in the water. And in my calculations, when he have made a shot in the water, he received a penalty stroke, and this connection it was not relative exactly with the approaching, but it seems that it's reasonable to include such mistakes for the approaching statistics also. And the average distance for the first part proximity 0.6 yards. It's quite a usual number for such golfers in such rounds. Here is additional information about each hole which he have played with the distance, actual distance and average distances for different number of shots on every hole. And in my opinion, it's also very interesting because it's given us information about the average distances for the one stroke, for example, for 2 shots, for 3 shots, and for 4 and 5 shots when it's happening. And here is a distribution of the inside those groups. So 1 shot were made, all 18 strokes were made from distance less than 10 yards or 10 yards, and 2 shots were made, 4 of them were made from the less than 10 yards, and you can see this distribution. I don't want to make this video too long, and this connection we need to go to the finish. Before, if you will be interested in my researches, just write me in comments, and I will try to give you a link or send you the the spreadsheet if you will be interested. And here, just before we will end, just interesting to show you the approach and proximity and first putt proximity for his second round. We can see that in second round his approach and proximity were better because he didn't make such mistake as he have did in the first day. And we can see that maximum distance were just 22 yards on the first hole of the proximity shot. And the average distance for putting, the first putt proximity, were even better in the second day. It was 0.4. And again, why I am thinking that the first putt proximity is so highly important. First of all, it's showing us for the conditions of the proper reception systems and analyzer systems of this golfer in this round, in this time, in this place, in this day. And plus that, probability of making one putt is rising seriously when the first putt proximity is decreasing. So if you have the first putt proximity at average 0.2, for example, the probability of the first putt is rising maybe 3 or 4 times than if you have the proximity of the first putting close to the 1 yard. And in this connection, what you need to do for the long putting, for the first putt, is mostly to try to have excellent proximity on each hole. And this way you will receive time to time and more oftenly with time the first putts which will be finished in the hole. So you will make birdies and sometimes eagles thanks to that. So this is, in my opinion, highly important, and the training of the first putt proximity is amazingly important part of your training process. So I hope that this understanding, this information will make your game much more better than it was before. And I need to say that for most of amateurs, the best reasons to improve their games is to control not the driving distance, but mostly it's working with the approaching proximity and the game around the green and the putting, first putt proximity. And when we will work on those components, your game will be much more better than it was before. In the case of scoring, if the scoring is important for you, because I certainly understand those of you who are trying to hit hard and long shots, because you're feeling extraordinary feelings and extraordinary pleasure from that. But the pleasure which you're receiving from the accuracy is not less valuable and not less, that it's the same pleasure, maybe even more pleasure from that, because not so small number of the golfers, exactly the young golfers, who are staying on the driving range and who are hitting hard and who have distances close to the professional golfers, but who are still playing with the numbers, that the bogey golfers and less than bogey golfers, because you see that it's a different games. And in this connection, if you are playing in the normal golf, when the scoring is important for you, it's certainly better to spend more time for something which can be achieved more easy. So for the short game, for the putting game. Thanks a lot for your attention. It's just minds, it's not the lessons, it's just exchanging by information. It's a free exchange of information, and I will expect that you will also send me your opinions about these subjects, and because we will make each other more rich from the information case and from the experience case. So I hope to receive your experience also. Please send me links for your golf channels, for the videos about the golf statistics and golf performance. I will be very happy to view them. Thanks a lot. Have a good game. I love the golf. Have a good golf. Bye.